Let me tell you something that often gets overlooked in the pursuit of success. Action is always more important than imagination. Now, don't get me wrong, having a vision is critical. It gives you direction, it gives you purpose, and it helps you dream big. But vision without action? That's just daydreaming. You can picture the mansion, the car, the thriving career all you want. But if you're not doing the work to get there, you're no closer to those dreams than when you started. Here's the thing, success doesn't come from sitting around imagining it. Success comes from rolling up your sleeves, getting out there, and doing what needs to be done. You see, too many people get caught up in visualizing success, thinking that if they just picture it hard enough, it'll somehow materialize. But the truth is, success doesn't work like that. You have to act. You have to make decisions, take risks, and face challenges head on. When you focus too much on the idea of success, you can lose sight of what really matters, the work. Every successful person you know, every athlete, entrepreneur, artist, or leader didn't get there by dreaming alone. They got there by taking action, by making sacrifices, by failing and learning, and by putting in the effort day in and day out. The vision gave them direction, but the work moved them forward. Now, I want to be clear, visualizing can be a helpful tool when done the right way. It can motivate you and remind you of what you're working toward. But if all you're doing is imagining the outcome without taking action, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Dreams only work when you do, and action, not imagination, is what creates the momentum you need to achieve your goals. So my friend, here's what I want you to do. Stop spending so much time visualizing your success and start focusing on the steps you need to take to make it happen. Take that first step, no matter how small, and let your actions speak louder than your dreams. Success isn't about what you see in your mind, it's about what you build with your hands. Let action be your foundation, and the success you visualize will follow. Now let me share something with you that might just change the way you think about achieving success. There's a danger in feeling like you've already won when all you've done is imagine the victory. Visualization, while powerful, can sometimes create a false sense of accomplishment. Your brain starts to enjoy the imagined success so much that it feels like you've already achieved it. But here's the truth, until you've done the work, you're no closer to success than when you started. Think about it. Have you ever had a dream so vivid that it felt real? Maybe you imagined standing on a stage, accepting an award, running a successful business, or living the life you've always wanted. It feels good, doesn't it? But here's the catch: that feeling can trick you. It can make you feel like you've already arrived when, in reality, you haven't even left the starting line. This illusion of achievement is one of the biggest pitfalls for dreamers. It's like sitting down to plan a cross-country road trip, mapping out the entire journey in detail, and then never getting in the car. You see the destination so clearly in your mind that you forget the miles you actually have to travel to get there. And success isn't about how vividly you can picture the finish line, it's about how hard you're willing to work to reach it. The problem is that this illusion can drain your motivation. Why would you hustle for something when your brain already feels like you've got it? That's why I always say, don't let the comfort of imagined success rob you of the real thing. Visualizing is only a tool, not the destination. Here's what I want you to do instead. Use that vision to fuel your determination, not to replace your action. Remind yourself that the feeling of actual achievement, the kind you get when you've worked hard, overcome challenges, and earned it, is so much better than any daydream. Keep your focus on the work, not just the reward. So my friend, don't settle for the illusion of success. It's a mirage. Roll up your sleeves, step out of the dream, and step into the action. Because the real prize isn't in imagining the life you want, it's in building it. Let me tell you something that separates wishful thinkers from true achievers. It's all about focusing on the process, not just the end goal. Now, don't get me wrong, having a goal is important. It gives you direction and purpose. But if all your energy is spent imagining the finish line, you're missing the point. Success isn't something you stumble upon at the end of a dream. It's something you build along the way. The journey, my friend, is where the magic happens. It's in the daily grind, the small victories, and even the setbacks that teach you how to grow stronger. Too often, people get so caught up in picturing the rewards of success, the accolades, the wealth, the recognition, that they forget to invest in the habits, skills, and discipline that actually create success. The truth is, the process is what shapes you into the kind of person who can handle the success you're aiming for. I've seen it happen over and over again. Someone sets their sights on a big dream and spends all their time visualizing it, but when it comes to the actual work, they hesitate. Why? Because focusing on the end goal without respecting the process sets you up for frustration. You start to expect shortcuts, easy wins, and instant results. But that's not how it works. Success is built brick by brick by brick, not handed to you on a silver platter. Here's what I want you to understand. When you focus on the process, you start to see progress. You realize that every step forward, no matter how small, is a win. Every lesson learned, every skill developed, and every moment of persistence adds up. And before you know it, you're not just chasing success, you're creating it. So instead of spending all your time dreaming about the destination, start investing your time in the journey. Set clear, actionable steps. Commit to improving just a little bit every single day. And most importantly, embrace the process. Because when you fall in love with the work, success stops being a distant dream and starts becoming a natural outcome. My friend, the finish line will take care of itself if you take care of the road. Keep your eyes on the steps you need to take today and success will follow. Trust the process and you'll get there. Now let's talk about a sneaky little trap that catches a lot of people: procrastination disguised as productivity. You know what I mean? It's when we tell ourselves we're preparing, planning, or waiting for the right time, but what we're really doing is delaying action. And let me tell you something, over visualizing success can feed this habit. It gives you a false sense of accomplishment, so you put off doing the actual work that will move you forward. Here's the deal: success doesn't wait for perfect timing. It doesn't come to those who sit around thinking about it. Success comes to those who take immediate action, even when things aren't perfect. I've always said you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Waiting for the stars to align or the ideal moment to arrive only pushes your dreams further away. You see, over-visualizing creates a mental comfort zone. You feel like you've achieved something just because you've pictured it so vividly. But while you're sitting there imagining your future success, time is passing. Opportunities are slipping away. And the only thing standing between you and progress is the choice to take action. Action is what transforms intention into reality. I'm not saying you shouldn't plan. Planning is important. But there comes a point when planning becomes an excuse not to act. You've got to draw a line in the sand and say, this is where I begin, no matter how small the step. Taking action breaks the cycle of procrastination. It creates momentum. And once you've started moving, you'll find that the next step becomes easier. Here's what I want you to do the next time you catch yourself hesitating or waiting for everything to be perfect. Remind yourself that progress beats perfection every time. Start where you are, use what you have, and take that first step. Because success doesn't come to the people who think about it the most, it comes to the people who do something about it. So my friend, stop waiting, stop visualizing, and start doing. The perfect moment isn't coming, but the moment you decide to act is perfect enough. Take that step today and let action carry you toward the success you've been dreaming of. Let me tell you something that's critical to your success. Success doesn't come from just dreaming big, it comes from setting clear, practical goals that you can actually work toward. It's easy to get caught up in imagining a future full of accomplishments, but if you don't have a concrete plan, those dreams will remain just that, dreams. You've got to anchor those dreams in reality with clear goals that are actionable and achievable. You see, many people get excited about the idea of success, but they don't break it down into manageable steps. They'll talk about their goals, but they're vague things like, I want to be rich, or I want to be successful. Well, that's not a goal, that's a wish. To truly achieve success, you need specific, measurable, and realistic goals that guide you toward the success you want. Success comes when you give your dreams a blueprint to follow. I always tell people to ask themselves, what do I need to do today to make my goals a reality? It's not about having a grand vision that you can't even begin to map out. It's about looking at the next step, the next milestone, and saying, what can I do right now to get one step closer? You break down the big picture into smaller, achievable goals, and you focus on what's within your control, the action you take today. When you do that, you create a path to success. Let me give you an example. When I started my speaking career, I didn't just say I want to be a motivational speaker. That's nice, but it doesn't lead you anywhere. Instead, I set clear, actionable goals. I needed to improve my speaking skills. I needed to learn how to connect with an audience. I needed to build my network. And I needed to deliver value in every speech I gave. These were the tangible steps that moved me closer to my dream. If you're not clear about your goals, you're going to waste time. You're going to run in circles, chasing after things that don't align with your true vision. Clarity is power. When you know exactly what you're working toward and how you're going to get there, you cut out the confusion and the distractions. So my friend, take your dreams and give them structure. Break them down into smaller, manageable goals that you can work on every single day. Success is not a destination, it's a series of goals achieved along the way. And once you start hitting those goals, you'll see how the bigger picture takes care of itself. Work with focus, work with purpose, and success will follow. Now let's talk about something that is essential to making all of this work. Let your results motivate you. This is so important. Too many people focus solely on the vision of success without giving enough weight to the reality of their results. Let me tell you something, success is built on small, tangible victories. And each one of those victories, no matter how minor it may seem, is a step toward the bigger success you're aiming for. That's the real motivation, seeing how far you've come and how much closer you are to your goals. Too often we get caught up in the idea of a grand achievement and forget to celebrate the little wins along the way. You might have big dreams, and that's great, but it's the small results that are going to keep you going. It's the phone call you made, the email you sent, the deal you closed, or the skill you learned. These are the things that keep your momentum alive. If you don't acknowledge these steps, you risk feeling discouraged when the bigger success doesn't come immediately. You see, motivation doesn't just come from the idea of success, it comes from the progress you're making. And the best part is when you start seeing results, even if they're small, you get a sense of accomplishment that propels you to keep going. It creates momentum. It makes you hungry for more. It proves that what you're doing is working. And when you realize that you're getting closer, it motivates you to keep moving forward. Here's a key point. Don't wait for perfection to feel motivated. Don't wait for the big win to acknowledge your efforts. Every step forward is worth celebrating, and every result, no matter how small, is a sign that you're on the right track. When you celebrate these small wins, it builds your confidence, strengthens your belief in your ability, and encourages you to keep putting in the effort. So instead of focusing solely on the final result, shift your focus to the progress you've made. Look back at how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. When you do that, it fuels your drive and pushes you to take the next step with even more confidence. In conclusion, let your results, no matter how small, motivate you to keep going. Your journey to success is made up of a series of wins, and those wins are what will keep your passion burning. Celebrate each one and use them to fuel your drive to achieve even more. Remember, the road to success is built on progress, and as long as you're moving forward, you're heading in the right direction.